Hey everybody, it's Alan Brochstein from New Cannabis Ventures and 420 Investor here with your weekly update. Again, I'm wearing a mask only because my top teeth were all knocked out. Well, the middle was all knocked out. And the good news there is that I went to get measured for bridge this week. And in September, I will have the need to no longer wear this mask. Uh, I'll have my full teeth. Until then, though, I don't want to disrupt you with a view of my toothless mouth. All right, so this was a good week for cannabis stocks, and I don't know if you're paying attention daily or weekly or even longer, but this was a great week. Now, I say that because uh, we've had a trend of if the S&P 500 drops a little, we drop a lot. And I've been trying to make the point that the bull market isn't yet started, but the bear market is probably over. And I felt a little off this week on that comment because we made a new closing low on Tuesday, lower than the June 30th by a little bit. Uh, and so we're above there now. We popped up big on Wednesday and Thursday, uh, more than 5% each day for the global cannabis stock index. And then even with the pullback on Friday, which I'll talk about more later, we are still doing well, all things considered. And we're down a little in August, but we're still up quarter to date. And so I'm going to stick with my transition from a bear market, the worst of all situations, to a bull market, but we're not there yet. I think I'll talk more about this later. So let me just say that this week we had just a little bit of news. It was mainly on the ETF front. First of all, MJ, which trades in Canada, they are now going to introduce MSOs to their platform. Sounds good for MSOs at the margin. It's not that big of an ETF, and it's been a long policy of theirs. No MSOs, and they're changing. And then perhaps the more important news, and let me just warn you about this. Uh, the MSOS is a very popular ETF. It's over 700 million. It's been very successful, and it was a great idea. And that's about the end of the nice things I'll say. It was a great idea. Uh, Besides, they've done okay, not great, and they are now going to offer a leverage ETF product. In other words, if you invest, they already have the advisor shares has that with Poseidon or whatever it's called, uh, PSDN is symbol. They use leverage. Well, now they're going to come up with new funds that are two times long or short. And the warning is this: watch out. These funds, these ETFs are dangerous, if you ask me. Uh, if they go up 2% and then down 2%, you're losing a lot of money. They're rebalanced daily. So be very careful with that. In general, you need to be careful with leverage, period, I think, says the guy that uses leverage himself. But in general, I think people need to be cautious. And then the other piece of news was Ohio released their, uh, it's about monthly, but they released their medical cannabis update, and it was okay news. They continue to sell over $9 million of medical cannabis each week, and so I don't think the growth rate is accelerating right now, but it's still a good number. Okay, so each week for 420 Investor subscribers, I give them a lot of information. Some of it is just written reports, and I did 4 of those this week, and 3 of them were on yesterday afternoon after the close. But I also did one that was part of the monthly newsletter, and each monthly newsletter has 3 feature articles, and I did my second one, and I just release them when I write them. But by the end of the month, I'll have 3. So this weekend, I'm doing another one. And the title was, and I'm just going to tease you on this, I'm not going to talk about it, The Reasons I Bought Big This MSO. And just to give you a little background, I have added a pretty large position in one of the MSOs, and I wanted to explain to anybody that was questioning it, not that anybody did, but I wanted to have in writing why I stepped up big. And so the other three were the three reports that I do every Friday afternoon. This is based on one of them, the 420 Investor Weekly Review, which I share with my subscribers. And for those people that just they don't want to read all the news during the week, but they do want a good summary. And so this video is based on that. And I'm in the summary of this, I link to this week's, but I also have in that weekly review last week's. And then the other two were the cannabis subsector review, and that is a series of charts where the companies are put together by what subsector they're in and what market cap they're in. So one can see similar companies performing similarly or, as usual, differently. And this week, I did it from, what did I do? Quarter to date. And then the third one of the Friday was the 420 Investor Model Portfolio Composition. And each week, I take my two longer-term focus model portfolios and look at them by subsector exposure and compare them to the Global Cannabis Stock Index. Okay, the next thing I want to cover today is the market performance this week. And we got hammered yesterday, but similar to the S&P 500. And as I mentioned earlier, we did well during the week. We set a new low early, but we bounced back very hard. And as it stands now, in August, we're down 0.7%. And that's after, what did we do? We increased 1.6% this week. The stock market was down. We were up. Go figure, right? It's this whole thing of the S&P's down 2%, we're down 4%. It's old and overdone, in my view. So that's the market. It had a good week relative to the overall stock market. And then year to date, we're down 53.5%. So wow, are we still in a huge bear market, right? Yeah, 53.5%. Okay, now let's talk about my model portfolios. I always say I run three. The oldest is Flying High, and the other two came afterwards. And Flying High has been around since 2013, right when I launched 420 Investor. And it's more of a trading model portfolio. I don't day trade, and sometimes I hold positions for months. But the idea is to be looking forward 2 weeks and hold the best stocks you can. I don't have to be invested at all. I've been invested all year. I am down year to date, which is disappointing, but I'm down a lot less than the market. I just told you the market is down 53.5%. I'm down less than half of that. I've been long the whole time. Long and wrong, right? I'm down 25.3% year to date. But the better part, I think, is to focus on either, since inception, I'm up 2,100% approximately. That's since 2013. And good luck finding better stocks than that, right? And I think more timely is to talk about that it was up 21.7% in July, and it's up 3% in August. I'm up 3% in August, and the market's down 0.7%. Boom. And then the other two are longer-term focused. They're measured against the Global Cannabis Stock Index. They have to be pretty fully invested, and they have been pretty much fully invested. And 420 Opportunity rose 19.3% in July, and it is up 1.6% in August. You catch that? Up 1.6%, market down 0.7. Boom. And then 420 Quality is also up, was also up in July, a little bit more than 420 opportunity, 20.4%. And then in August, it's up a little less. It's up 0.5%. But still, if you do that math, you're talking about 21%, and the overall market in Q3 is up 3% and change. Boom. So doing really well recently. And by the way, those model portfolios that are trying to beat the global cannabis stock index generally do. And 420 opportunity is now down 43.6%. That's a full 10 points better than the market in 2022. And 420 quality is down 43.5%. So similar, 10 points better than the market. Okay, the last thing I want to do, we'll wrap up with the calendar. Thank God the calendar is not as big as it was. It was pretty tiring. And this week we have the end of the June quarter for the CSE companies. And the companies I have reporting are Jushi and Chiron on Monday morning, and Consortium Fluent on Monday afternoon. And then a company, I saw the report yesterday afternoon, Franchise Global has a call on Tuesday morning, and Entourage Health, the Canadian LP, they're going to host a call, both those companies, on Tuesday morning. And then on Wednesday, we have T-God, which is now on the CSE with their Q2 call. So that's really it, and I hope you have a great week. If you want more of me, you can join 420 Investor, and if you pay for it, it's $5.99 a year, and you can quit within 30 days if it's not for you and get all your money back. All right, take care.